brief comment regarding that absconder charge there. If my math is correct, it's approximately a 30-year-old absconder warrant. My client has not had any police contact whatsoever for the past approximately 30 years.
You can't make it up. 1994 was when she absconded, and now some police officer arrested her on a warrant. She's sitting here facing a parole revocation over 30 years later. Let's watch this hearing and I'll unpack it at the end.
Good morning, Ms. Stewart.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. Have your attorney here. So we're here today for your revocation hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
Morning, Ms. Stewart.
Good morning.
Yep.
Good morning, I am P.O. Meissner, a hearing examiner for the Board of Pardons and Paroles. This is a revocation hearing concerning Stewart Luann number 192592. Today's April 17, 2024. This hearing is being conducted via video at the BLPP Central Office, New York Correctional Institution. This is a public hearing. Public access to this hearing is available via video live stream. Could you please state for me your full name and DOC inmate number for the record?
Sure. Luann Stewart 192592.
Thank you. And your counsel here today?
Attorney Alfonso Sirico, public defender with the parole revocation unit, on behalf of Ms. Stewart.
Okay, so you now review the charge, state your PO is bringing against you, and information underlying each charge. So on charge 1, under release restriction absconder, your charging officer reported on 6/21/1994, a warrant for re-imprisonment was signed declaring Luann Stewart an absconder from the Department of Correction Board of Parole. And the state filed the following exhibits that are pre-marked for identification purposes. Exhibit A, signed warrant. B, remain under custody order. C, parole violation notice. And D is DOC parole release conditions. And did you receive notice of parole violation report, and the other documents I marked, and did you review them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And counsel filed the following exhibit that is pre-marked for identification purposes. Defense Exhibit 1, list of parole accomplishments with future plans for parole reinstatement. Do you need to continue to contain any additional evidence? We have no witnesses, so it's now defense's opportunity to speak to.
Yeah, just.
I will note that on the addendum that I received does say there was a absconder warrant issued on 6/21/94.
Correct.
So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to announce my findings. So on charge 1, I do find that you violated condition of release restriction absconder. This is based on a warrant being issued by the BOPP and evidence provided exhibits A, C, and D. So that includes the fact-finding portion of the hearing. Before I make a recommendation, counsel will have an opportunity to speak to your background and history. This purpose part of the hearing is how to outcome I will recommend. So if you'd like to.
Yes, if I may, my client, Ms. Stewart, she's going to be 68 years old this month. She does have 3 children. She self-reported to us that in 1979, she did receive her master's in criminal justice from New York University in New York. And from 1979 to 1981, she's reported to us she completed 2 years of law school at NYU, New York University, following her master's degree. And Ms. Stewart was married at the time and became pregnant. That's why she stopped attending law school. She's been in Connecticut a minimum for the last 10 years. I believe the warrant indicates she was picked up at a facility in the London area. She does have her primary care services established in Grimes. As you can see, she does use a walker, and she does suffer from physical ailments. She's currently housed in the medical unit at York Correctional Institution due to her current medical conditions. Upon reinstatement to parole, hopefully, she's hoping to return to the London Homeless Hospitality Center in London. They were in the process of assisting her with housing. She is on disability. And that's where we are. As I believe, I don't have one. It looks like on February 20th, she was located at a homeless shelter in London by the fugitive youth. As I indicated, no police involvement for the past 30 years.
I just want to ask you something. I'm gonna swear you in. I just want to talk to you for 1 second.
And don't answer her question until I give you the okay, Ms. Stewart?
Can you raise
Okay,
your right hand for me, please? You solemnly swear or solemnly affirm as the case may be, the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
I'm just wondering, did you know you were on parole still?
I thought it was, no, I thought it was over. I thought, I didn't know, okay,
Okay.
I didn't know they were still looking for me.
Um,
As I indicated, she's been in Connecticut for minimum the last 10 years at least.
all right, so based on the information that I have received as evidence, based on testimony that's received today, there's no other violations. Your EOS date is 4/17 of 25. Okay, so just so you know, you're on supervision until then. So you need to, listen to your parole officer until that date, which will move because you are discretionary parole. So I just want to let you know too that I can't put you at the homeless hospitality place because that's not a DOC funded halfway house program. So your officer can work to put you there or find you housing, just so you know. They would work with you to find you an appropriate placement. So I am going to recommend that parole be revoked. You re-paroled for April 25th, 2024. This ends up being a little over 2 month period of confinement as a sanction. I'm going to recommend the following parole conditions, which is halfway house placement, so that they can place you somewhere for housing and give you assistance to get yourself, better situated. You have no instance since you haven't been here, and so I do take that into consideration, which is why I'm recommending that you be released on my board review date, which is April 25th. So the board's going to review it that day. So they can agree with me or they can make it longer if they do want to. That is a possibility. They would let you know that you'd have a supplemental hearing and talk to you if they decided they want a longer sanction than what I have recommended. You are discretionary parole, so that's an on or after date. So if they parole you that day, you're not guaranteed to leave that day. You can leave, a month from that date. They have to work to get you appropriate housing. Do you have any questions about anything?
Okay, I have one quick question. Okay, so you're saying I would be discharged April 25th of this year?
It's on or after though, Ms. Stewart, because you're on discretionary parole. If you were on special parole, the policy is you have to be released that day, but because you don't fall under that category, it's on or after. So if the board adopts you being re-paroled on April 25th, because of your status, it might not, more likely than not, will not be April 25th. It'll be after April 25th. Hopefully shortly thereafter though.
Okay, and would somebody notify me?
Yes, the parole officer is gonna come and review the documents with you, and as the hearing examiner indicated to you, you're on supervision until April of next year, so you need to follow what your
Yes.
parole officer tells you to
Yes,
do.
sir.
Okay?
Okay, thank you,
All right,
thank
good
you,
luck, Jim.
thank you. Am I done?
Yes,
Done.
yep.
Thank you so much. And you both have a wonderful day. Thank you,
Take
ma'am.
Take care.
This just blows my mind. I mean, are you kidding me? Okay, if you want to like just to unpack this, the board revoked her for whatever reason. Maybe they had to, but it was like a, I don't know, a 5-day sanction. So she's getting out. We have on our records that the other board agreed. So she's out. But I mean, let's just imagine what happened. Let's pretend that this what causes a police officer to go to grandma to obtain her information and find out that she has a 30-year-old warrant from 1994, and he cuffs her, puts her in the back of a police car, and sends her to jail. You can't make it up. Like, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, surely you would be like, yeah, I'm not, I know, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, come on. She does not have a single new charge in 30 years. Someone's got to apply for a pardon for her. Gosh, you can't make it up. That's criminal. You're gonna lock her up. That's to me. I'm gonna call that just with all the crime that's going on today, with all of the what's happening in our streets, in our stores, with bail reform and letting criminals back on the street on their own recognizance and all of this crap, and they lock a grandma. You really can't make this stuff up. I mean, it's not my style, but I was really tempted to play some type of music as she comes in on her walker there. You know, wow, you guys are real. You're doing a great job, DOC Connecticut. You're protecting your citizens. I really didn't know what to do with this hearing. I'm going to use it again in the future. I'm gonna have it sandwiched in between like the hardened criminal thug and the cockroach, and we'll have those two really tough hearings, and as the parole board lets them go and says, okay, no problem, you can go back out. Yeah, oh, it's your like 12th revocation. I thought, no big deal. Here you go. Oh, it was an 8-year-old child. That's what's the who you go, but grandma, okay, we're revoking. You should be here another 5 days. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't. I mean, I don't know why the parole board wasn't more like intrigued as I am. Maybe you are by this. You know, they didn't ask questions. You're like, so what's going on? How, what's been happening in the past 30 years? And it was interesting hearing the attorney talk about actually what kind of education she had and aspirations for in her life, and things kind of went sideways for her. But to find yourself back in jail, man, I have nothing to share with you because the records that even look at, there's nothing there. She has nothing on her records. What she was locked up for in 1991 was a controlled substance, probably the devil's lettuce. Unbelievable. They ask her, did you know that you were revoked? That's really the question you ask? Like, could you not find some humor in it and maybe some frustration that she's sitting in front of you here? She's basically as old as my dad. Unbelievable. She did move pretty well though with that walker when she got out. I was like, oh, she was a little more agile than maybe she was putting on. But man, I don't know what else to say. Just tell me your just validate my feelings, please. Anyways, thank you, Richard, for calling this hearing out. I warn you, go to Connecticut, just buy bottled water. Don't drink the water. With that,